Hey,
Ladies and
all you
gentlemen,
cool cats and dogs out there, it's time for Culture Jam.
wait, cool cats, dogs, and turtles. It's Culture Jam time. Ready to go. Yeah.
So, Lizzo got to play a flute made of crystal that it was owned by James Madison and loaned out to her by the National Library of things
It's
and
the Congressional
historical stuff.
Museum.
And she played it well. She's a good flute player. I didn't know she a flautist. I didn't know
Flaut-
she was a classically trained flautist, but
Flautist.
apparently she is. Um, so that's cool.
Flautist.
And I guess the whole idea was just to, you know, teach history to some young fans
Some
of Lizzo.
youths. Well, and to like, let her fucking use the prized possession of a slave owning fucking, like,
I
ha
guess
ha.
I don't know if that was really the whole point of it at all. I think it was more just like they've probably been holding on to that thing for a long time, waiting for some famous flute playing pop star, and like they missed their chance. You know, this idea came after um um
Jethro Tull.
Jethro Tull, right? Yeah, but it's like something they came up with like in the '90s or whatever. Like, well, we need waiting for a good flute player, and then boom, they find out Lizzo plays flute, and then they're like, perfect. She's super big right now. Like, she's got a lot of fans, a lot of younger fans. Like, this is perfect
She's
time
hot.
to teach some
She's
history.
hot.
Huh?
She's, as they say in the biz,
hot right
she's
now.
hot.
Yeah.
So
So,
hot.
but yeah, I mean, that was probably their thinking. It was like,
Yeah.
let's teach about the history of this weird instrument.
That
And she just got to play it and had a good time playing it. And then the those guys at the Daily Wire and all the other fucking
straight up
assholes
racist
on the internet,
Like, that's
just
just
the
like,
racist
dude, bro,
motherfuckers had to
there
just
ain't-
start saying all kinds of shit.
it's the same. It's the Black Little Mermaid and this. Between those two things, it's like, all right, man.
I still am very triggered by the Black Mermaid thing.
So several things about the Lizzo thing.
Okay.
So the first one is, I watched the. Apparently, I guess she did more than one performance with this flute.
So I think she played it at the National Library and then also played it at a concert.
Yeah, so I saw the one at the like inside the halls of Congress or whatever. It was like in a big museum space, and I was like, oh damn, she's good. Like, she's a really good flautist. And so my first gut reaction was, how sad I am that the criticism of this is just pure racism, and it's not a bunch of jealous other flautists that are like, hey, what the fuck? I want to play that thing. Me next, right? Like, just because I'm not famous, right? Like, it's like, if that was if flute Twitter became a thing because of this, I'm like, I was just sad that didn't happen.
Flute people Twitter.
Yeah, like fucking flautist Twitter, which sounds like sounds like some kind of like 1600s like French Catholic schism sect, the flautists. But
we're all gay.
Every single one of us. But the other, all right, so that was the first thing. The first thing was like, oh damn, she's good. Oh, too bad there's not flute Twitter. And then the third thing was like, dude, this flute looks fucking awesome. And that is the other reason why flute Twitter should exist and be mad, is because like, dude, I want to play the cool flute. This is clear. This flute is cooler than mine.
This is like those cool ass like see-through guitars that you used to see back in like the late 90s.
Yeah, or the glass guitars that still exist. But then I thought, like, you know, good for her, you know, etc. But then this is the twist, right? Then I did find a flute Twitter response. Okay? And are you ready for this?
Okay.
Apparently, there are different kinds of flutes, not just like baritone, alto, whatever, you know, piccolo, whatever, blah, blah. But there's two kinds of flutes. One of them is old and sort of out of use, and the other is the flute that you have seen before, right? And
yeah, it's like the older ones didn't have like the pads. They were more like
and you play them differently.
Oh.
Right? It's like the predecessor to the trombone is called a sackbut, and it's like the difference between those two things. You actually have, it's a different instrument, right? And so this flute guy was like, so not only is Lizzo excellent, but she played that thing like a regular flute. It's like, if you didn't know, right, and no one does, right, you didn't know that there was a difference between a regular flute that you have now and the flute that they used to make in the fucking 1700s. Like, the fact that you couldn't tell the difference, the fact that she's you know, equally proficient at both is like astonishing. Right? It's like, because this flute guy was like, you know, I'm a professional flautist. I don't know how to play that thing. Right? Like, I can't do it. So, you know, it's like, so that's so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like that flute basically it was just a tube with holes in it, versus like a modern metal flute has pads.
The pads.
I have one here.
And the keys.
Retractable, like little mechanisms with the pads.
Yeah.
So like it's a
like
little
a
bit
saxophone.
easier to play, because your fingers, the modern ones, I would imagine, are a lot easier to play because your fingers just have to just barely graze the pad just to close it. Versus on the old school style one, like with the one she was playing, the crystal one, your fingers have to literally completely seal that hole to properly play the note you're playing.
Right.
Versus with the pad, it's real easy. You just tap it and it seals it automatically for you. So yeah, I could see how that is a lot more challenging to play. And so yeah, that makes it a lot more impressive that she played it so well.
Yeah. Like, and so yeah, so that's the, it's like, so you know, Lizzo's great at flute. Cool. Great. You know, like, and fucking big ups to her also for you know, like just like doing a thing that is so innocuous and innocent and like lovely that that can just, you know, rip the mask off of every fucking dumb, like, you know, neocon racist who, you know, pretends that they're not racist or whatever, right? It's like, you know,
yeah, that like all the Daily Wire guys or whatever, like saying like this is like degradation of our culture or whatever. I was like,
what?
That's literally the argument they're making.
It's like, but this is the thing. It's like, if you broke that down, right? It's like, oh, is it what? It's the degradation of the culture because she's a pop star that's proficient in a classical instrument. Oh, what's different about her versus all the other people that are proficient in a classical instrument that was around in the fucking time of the founding fathers, motherfucker? Oh, is it that she's black? Is it that she's fat? Is it that she's fat and black? Like, fuck you. Like, it's like,
I don't know what I cannot just like I find what's his name, Matt Walsh, to be absolutely insufferable.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like
dude.
he's like Ben Shapiro on steroids, and like every time I can't handle listening to him, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to stick with Shapiro's take here. Shapiro's take was that the fact that she played it and then did a little like twerk at the end while playing it at her concert is the degradation of our culture because she's diminishing the value of the flute, which had so much
okay.
value before. Let me tell you, like something everyone knew about in our culture, but
Well,
like,
that's the other thing. It's like, no, dude, fuck you. You didn't. No one. Maybe some flautists that are also presidential historians knew about this. So there's a law in. I just read the story yesterday. There's a law in Arizona. Arizona has one of the worst trigger abortion laws. It was written in the 1800s.
hmm,
That's this law that came back on the books because Roe was overturned. This was written in like 1897 or some shit. Uh, but um, but it has knock-on effects, and one of them is that we've talked about this, that there's medications that can cause like miscarriages and like you know can fucking whatever, it can induce whatever, cause abortions,
yeah,
whatever the word for that is, I can't remember now. But but there's a 14-year-old girl who takes a medication who has some of those side effects, but she has fucking super horrible rheumatoid arthritis as a 14-year-old girl, right?
hmm,
So it's like this, I was reading the story and it's like this girl has been through fucking hell to get because or whatever. It's like they try this medication that doesn't work. Try this medication that doesn't work. They try a combo of these two medications that causes this side effect. Blah blah. It's like her whole life has been trying to figure out how to like be able to walk, basically, because of the excruciating pain, right?
yeah,
And they finally found something that worked, but they live in Arizona,
mm,
and so now it's like it's gonna be like it's a Schedule 2 drug where like fucking your doctor writes the prescription, you take the prescription to the pharmacy has to call the police have to like fucking approve it or call the doctor back to make sure that it's like this is a thing that I've been through, right, with controlled substances, only this is worse because this isn't a controlled substance, it's a fucking freely available goddamn fucking medication.
mm,
It's just not. It's like, but the laws are weird in Arizona now, and so pharmacists are afraid of being arrested, right?
right,
So
yeah,
they're not. So it's like, look, I'm trying to look. I'm trying to do my job, and I'm trying to keep doing my job tomorrow. Okay, so I'm not
mm,
trying to have anybody coming in here and telling me like whatever you did it something illegal, right? So that just caused it to be like delayed. But the second that the news picked this up, it was like, oh yeah, we'll fill that prescription right away, right? We're Walgreens, okay?
yeah,
We're not getting all this bad press. We're not filling prescriptions. That's kind of all we do here, right?
yeah,
So like, you know, uh, but it's like, but shit like that is why go fuck yourself is the appropriate response to should abortion be legal or shouldn't be illegal, or when is the viability, blah blah. Go fuck yourself. That's not the point, right? It's the people that are like narrow-mindedly like living in fucking Plato's cave looking at dead fetuses are fucking so far away from the point.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Video shows steady stream leaving Trump rally after just 15 minutes.
I read that and thought like, all right, so like the less fun thing would be if a bunch of like Democrats bought the tickets or whatever, got the tickets, and then they like they like faked it, right? Like it was like AstroTurf. But if it's literally like just regular ass Republicans, they're like, look, I'm sick of this motherfucker, man. Like, can we have some normal Republicans, please? Like, if it's that, then that is so gay.
So here's one thing from this article. It says one picture reportedly taken 10 minutes before the end of the rally showed sparsely populated seating towards the rear of the venue.
Or no, I know what it is. He's boring now.
Yeah.
He's fucking Lenny Bruce at the end of Lenny Bruce's career, where he just got obsessed with his fucking court cases and shit. I guarantee you that's what it is. He's not doing any of the stand-up stuff about, toilets and whatever now. Right? He's talking about now he's all obsessed with like the DOJ and like all of his fucking weird legal problems. And I bet that is fucking boring. I bet it's so boring. And the MAGA chuds, right? The fucking real like America, yeah. Those people are like, dude, I'm leaving. Fuck this, man. I'm not gonna like it's like it's like a blowout football game.
Yeah,
Right?
here you go. So
empty.
he was there to endorse local people running for in this upcoming election. And then it says, however, his speech only briefly discussed the candidates before Mr. Trump veered off into a rant, slamming Democrats and the FBI's search of his presidents.
Dude, yes. Like your guy got boring, dude, and that's like if that's now I don't give Democrats the credit for playing the long game ever, because they're not doing that, right? But if anyone was like, no, this is the strategy, let's just fuck him up, right? Let's just make him let's just scare the shit out of him, because they're not going to put him in jail. They're not. Anybody that thinks he's going to go to jail is fucking delusional, right? Because then that's open season on all the other presidents, and you don't fucking nobody wants that, right? None of the world, nobody but us wants that. Nobody but normal people wants presidents to go to jail. and normal people are not in the government, so it's not going to happen, right? But the next best thing is making the stupidest president think he's going to jail. That is gold. That's hilarious.
They drag this out for like another year.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna fuck up.
There's three things now. There's a
new thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with them. The state of New York is or is it the city or the state of New York? I can't
This
remember.
it's the state.
Yeah, the
It's the
state.
Southern
They're
District.
suing him over tax fraud. The January
Yeah, they've
6th
been doing that. They've been
January
doing.
6th committee. Well, no, they just like officially made the made the charges or whatever. I can't remember. But then the fucking Congress is doing the January 6th hearings, and then you've got the FBI search for the stolen document. It's just like it's like a fucking cartoon, dude. I cannot even like what? Like
Well,
what?
yeah, it's like he naturally, right? It's the cartoon president, right? It's the thing. It's the whatever,
Why does everything about him have to be so fucking over the top and like just in your face and like just overdone? And it's just like,
Trump,
what
baby.
the fuck?
That's his brand. That's his fucking bread and butter.
All right, I got another Trump article. Um, this one's funny. Another one about his rallies, actually. You've probably seen this. Trump fans do QAnon symbol again at rally despite security trying to stop them. So apparently there's guys walking the aisles at the Trump rallies now, and apparently they're wearing brown shirts, and
Yeah,
they are
khakis
telling
and fucking brown shirts,
and
dude.
they're
What
telling
weird.
telling the people if they see him holding up the one finger, like the weird QAnon salute or whatever,
Yeah.
they're telling them put your hands down or whatever. This isn't a Q concert or whatever. This is a former president.
Well,
Like
and what, like, dude, this is the persistence of Q is the by far genuinely the most shocking thing that, like, that's the most shocking thing to me. So there's a law in, I just read the story yesterday. There's a law in Arizona. Arizona has one of the worst trigger abortion laws. It was written in the 1800s.
hmm,
That's this law that came back on the books because Roe was overturned. This was written in like 1897 or some shit. Uh, but um, but it has knock-on effects, and one of them is that we've talked about this, that there's medications that can cause like miscarriages and like, you know can fucking whatever, it can induce whatever, cause abortions,
yeah.
whatever the word for that is, I can't remember now. But but there's a 14-year-old girl who takes a medication who has some of those side effects, but she has fucking super horrible rheumatoid arthritis as a 14-year-old girl, right?
Hmm.
So it's like this, I was reading the story, and it's like this girl has been through fucking hell to get, because, or whatever. It's like, they try this medication, that doesn't work. Try this medication, that doesn't work. They try a combo of these two medications, that causes this side effect, blah, blah. It's like her whole life has been trying to figure out how to like be able to walk, basically, because of the excruciating pain, right?
Yeah.
And they finally found something that worked, but they live in Arizona.
Mm.
And so now it's like it's going to be like it's a Schedule 2 drug where, like, fucking, your doctor writes the prescription, You take the prescription to the pharmacy. The pharmacy has to call the police. The police have to like fucking approve it or call the doctor back to make sure that it's like this is a thing that I've been through, right? With controlled substances. Only this is worse because this isn't a controlled substance. It's a fucking freely available goddamn fucking medication. It's just not. It's like, but the laws are weird in Arizona now, and so pharmacists are afraid of being arrested, right? So
yeah.
they're not. So it's like, look, I'm trying to do my job, and I'm trying to keep doing my job tomorrow. Okay, so I'm not trying to have anybody coming in here and telling me like you did something illegal, right? So that just caused it to be like delayed. But the second that the news picked this up, it was like, oh yeah, we'll fill the prescription right away, right? We're Walgreens, okay? We're not gonna fucking we're not getting all this bad press. We're not filling prescriptions. That's kind of all we do here, right?
Yeah.
So like, but it's like, but shit like that is why go fuck yourself is the appropriate response to should abortion be legal or shouldn't be illegal, or when is the viability, blah blah. Go fuck yourself. That's not the point, right? It's the people that are like narrow-mindedly like living in fucking Plato's cave looking at dead fetuses are fucking so far away from the point.
The government is lying to you. The media is lying to you. Your racist aunt on Facebook is definitely lying to you.
She doesn't think she is.
If you are in need of a trustworthy source of facts and truth, subscribe to Special Interest Coup. Pro-life Herschel Walker paid for his girlfriend's abortion.
Oh, really? No, you don't say. I wonder how many times that's happened. I wonder how many fucking pro-life. Oh, wait a minute. What are we doing? Marjorie Taylor Greene is getting a divorce because
that was another.
She cheated on her husband with a muscle man cosplaying fucking communist. The guy that she cheated with looks like a fucking beefed up elf man with crazy hair who is a BLM like communist weightlifter.
No way.
Yes way. Like, well, look it up. It's like people were saying that he was like faking it, that he was just like he's like a internet like prankster or whatever the fuck. But it's like no, he's not. He's and fucking hilarious for him, dude. That's fucking hilarious. To end the marriage of the dumbest or one of the dumbest Congress people by getting some pussy and then being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell your husband now.
Is that what happened?
I mean, I don't know how he found out, but that's why they're getting a divorce, is because like she cheated on her husband a bunch of times.
Oh, God bless.
And one of the times with a big, giant haired, barrel chested commie.
Okay, didn't expect that one in my fucking bingo card.
No, you don't expect that.
Dude, here's what I hope. Just because why not? I hope that somebody in the next election that she is running in, I hope somebody runs in the election to her right and claims that she is a communist.